These are the best rocket respawn beacon spots on Symbiotic Surface. So first point, you're running up down main, you can just put it behind this tank thing here, very hard for them to get. Once you get to second point, it gets a little bit more dynamic, but this is usually a good start spot for the first two corners here. Once you push up a little bit more, this is also a good spot because even if they flank past here, they're not going to see it. But you need to be very careful that you don't put it too close to this thing because if they pop this, it's going to break your beacon. Once you get up to this corner, I kind of just like putting it in here. It's a really safe little spot. And it covers all of the end of point 2 here, unless someone's hard flanking over there. When this door opens and we're coming out onto point 3, just putting it here is good. It's going to reach up until just about the middle of this tunnel. To get a little bit more distance on it, if you're respawning and they're about just at the end of the tunnel, then that is also a nice spot. And then it gets a bit dynamic here. This is a good spot here behind this bone. If everyone's just shooting down mid, they're not going to have line of sight on it there. And then if you're pushed even further, but not right at the end, then just down here is a really good spot. Once you get to the end, once you're getting right to the end here, I think you've got two spots. You can either take this spot if your team's being very aggressive and it doesn't look like the enemy team is going to push, or you can go just behind here to make it quite a bit safer. It's just not going to reach as far if somebody on your team is pushing super hard on the back line. And that does it for attack. Okay, on defense, I like to start with the beacon just up top here, out of line of sight of mid. However, they portal up here a lot, so you need to be ready to cancel this. At which point, it's going to get pretty dynamic. Either you can try it down here if it's looking safe, or you can back it off into this little corridor here if this is where you're pushed into from top. Once you push back onto second point here, I kind of just like putting it behind this box. If they're getting a little bit deeper, then you can put it behind here on the high ground. And then for the final section of point 2, I tried this room a lot, but it often is getting pressured if you're pushing back in here. So I think it's best just to leave it outside most of the time. Once you get pushed back into point 3, it gets a bit weird. Again, this is a very organic area, so it's not the best terrain, but I like to put it behind there. That's going to cover this entire of this tunnel and just outside of it right there. If they're just past this tunnel or getting through it, then this is not bad if your team's being aggressive enough to keep them back. But if they're pushed past deep enough, then you're just going to have to go with a beacon like this, which is going to cover to, you know, just about over there. And that does it for the defense beacons.